What up, y'all? It's one Sir Grove, aka Grove Teeter, checking in with the American people and our allies worldwide. How goes it? V Gates. So, private military company operations, aerospace, and defense. Full disclosure, what a lot of people don't know outside us, that is what we do here, our activities, doing our little part to help strengthen the United States government, our government, of the people, by the people, for the people, of the people, for the people, by the people, in any order, no particular order. And doing our little tiny part to, in which to help strengthen our country and defend, protect, and secure our allies, we, as a private military company, have engaged in covert, clandestine, asymmetric warfare. We did it as a private sector entity, and we had to prove that we could do it in order to join the ranks of U.S. government as a private military company entity that has credibility, is reliable, and actionable. So I took it upon myself to travel east. And I often think about spies during the American Revolutionary War and the Civil War and before that, because if I'm not mistaken, espionage is, the world's second oldest profession? Something like that, right out of the textbook of American Military University that I attended. Intelligence studies, counterintelligence, counterespionage. Something like that. My memory's a bit foggy. Notwithstanding, the notion here is that I took it upon myself to travel east and to brave the elements. And I did that when the dot-com bubble had burst out west, because people talk about California, it's so expensive. When I came out east, New York was the most expensive place to live in the United States. California wasn't even on fucking radar. Was not even on radar. My parents had been out here in New Jersey in the 1970s and on the East Coast long ago. My grandmother had been at Fort Meade in Maryland at the Army Call Center during World War II. I've talked about that. So, and my cousin, who had been in England studying for 4 years and earned his degree there at the American University in London, he was here in New York for some time as well before he went back to the West Coast. So, I took it upon myself to engage in activities in which to help secure, protect, and defend the United States. And one of the things that I did as a practice and as an exercise and as a mission, I braved the elements and endured the elements for 15 years. I have not seen a single family member or a childhood peer, friend from childhood. I've not seen one family member, one peer, friend from childhood in 1-5, those are 15 years. That's right. Now, I understand that soldiers in the military, some of them are on submarines and submerged underwater, subsurface warfare. And I salute those folks, commend those folks, kudos to those folks, because they're out to sea, sailors and others, scientists and members of the U.S. Defense Intelligence community. They're underwater and out to sea for extended periods of time. So I said to myself, since I'm in these math and science, engineering and technology programs through various colleges and universities, if I'm serious about space and defense, Well, I need to myself endure and brave said elements. So psychologically, similar to being on, say, a moon base or some exoplanetary location at one of the poles, North Pole, South Pole, at some remote base location, psychologically, in which to acclimate to said environment. Look, man, some people, they say they're homesick. They've been away, overseas, what have you, for some extended period of time. I'm just simply saying humbly for the official record, and it is actual, factual truth. I have not seen one family member, nor have I seen one friend from childhood. Not one relative, that is family member, not one friend in 15 years. 15 years. Those are actual numbers. 15 years I've been in the East. So imagine that. Imagine you're a soldier in the U.S. military, armed forces, and you're out to sea for what, 6 months? Maybe a year? You're overseas on some extended mission, operation. And I'm just saying, as a matter of comparison, in fact, well, I'm alluding to the space program. If you're acclimating to deep space missions, if you're thinking about the Space Force, I'm simply saying some years out to sea, a year, 2 years, 5 years. I'm just simply saying you then go back to your family, those who do have family, and I understand that. Well, in terms of deep space exploration, hyperspace, I'm just simply saying space is vast. It's incredibly vast. Acclimating yourself beyond 6 months out to sea, a year or two, 5 years overseas, not seeing a single family member. I haven't seen a single family member. I thank you for your service to country. I salute you, commend you, because what you do is vital to the survival of our great country and our allies, respective countries. For space and defense, I, doing my small, tiny little part, acclimating to the environment, unstructured. Space is vast. I'm just simply saying, people train, astronauts, people who go to space, people who are serious about deep space exploration, knowing that it's possible that they might not make it back to Earth anytime soon. 15 years, I have not seen one family member, one childhood peer, nor have I celebrated a single holiday. And I have worked every single day since then. Every day. And I've traveled in the past 5 years alone the distance of circumnavigating the globe, one time around Earth, the equivalent distance of one loop around Earth, one time a year for the past 5 years. I've traveled the distance of circling the globe one time per year for the past 5 years. One time per year, circling the entire globe, around the globe, once a year for 5 years. That's 5 loops around planet Earth, the equivalent thereof. And in 15 years, have not seen a single soul in terms of relative, family member, friend from childhood, nor have I celebrated any holiday. By the way, if you're fans of this show, this is C4CW, casting 495 celebrities worldwide. And I am one Sir Grove, host of this podcast.